The days are getting shorter. The shopping, physical and virtual, is ramping up. Mariah Carey is playing everywhere on loudspeakers, and that means it's time for top 10 lists. Here are my most memorable software events of 2023. I offer you only 6, given the government takes 40% of whatever I make.
Heather thinks about software.
Red Hat's license change that wasn't. In June 2023, Red Hat continued on a course to try to limit access to its Red Hat Enterprise Linux software distribution. But of course it can't do that because GPL. Red Hat changed its customer agreement, which was widely reported as prohibiting distribution of software, though that was not quite accurate. Many large commercial open source companies that get bought, as was Red Hat by IBM in 2019, try to increase profit margins by limiting access to open source. They imagine that they can convert the downstream freeloaders to paying customers. That kind of scheme usually doesn't work to increase profits or even sales, but it does work to alienate the community. Red Hat's unpopular changes to CentOS enabled alternative distros like Rocky Linux. See my video tagged in the comments. The Unity meltdown. In September 2023, Unity made a change to its pricing model, resulting in death threats and a general indie developer meltdown. Then the CEO left, and they fired a bunch of devs. Unity still remains one of the 2 big dogs in the game engine space, but these missteps paved the way for open source alternatives like Godot. See my video linked in the comments. OpenAI's revival. November 2023. I seem to remember this story about a guy who died and rose 3 days later, but Sam Altman needed about 5 days. Maybe the less said about this debacle, the better, given it's dominated the news ever since Thanksgiving. One day, the entire tech world woke up to realize that its Gen AI darling unicorn, OpenAI, is really a nonprofit run by AI doomers or guardians of humanity, depending upon your viewpoint. Microsoft nearly accomplished the world's biggest reverse acqui-hire, but then the AI doomers were kicked off the board of directors. Sam and the AI boomers will take the company forward, but OpenAI is still saddled with a weird corporate structure and a lot of technical debt. I'm looking forward to seeing other companies eat OpenAI's lunch in 2024. See my video linked in the comments. 17 lawsuits about Gen AI. Good heavens, it's exhausting just to list them. There's a list in the comments. Much less explain how nonsensical most of them are. Most of these will fail if the judges actually follow existing copyright law. If content creators want to prohibit machines from reading their books or music or pictures, they need to get Congress to change the law. Pro tip, when it comes to copyright, Congress usually does whatever the media industry wants. The Fed's continuing vendetta against tech, including crypto. The U.S. government is still going after crypto. SBF of FTX was convicted. CZ of Binance pled guilty to money laundering. The SEC threatened to sue Coinbase unless it stopped trading all crypto other than Bitcoin. Coinbase declined. But there's more. The feds continue to file mostly unsuccessful lawsuits against tech giants claiming novel antitrust theories. See my videos on SBF and antitrust linked in the comments. What didn't happen? Open source AI. We still don't even have a definition of open source AI, and efforts to define it are stalled by the disarray of the open source community. Meanwhile, OpenAI and others are trying to set a narrative that openness is not necessary. Now that's scary. This was the subject of my TED Talk in September, but it's not published yet. But an article with similar substance is linked in the comments. Happy New Year, everyone! Liking and subscribing makes me think more.
Heather thinks about software.